Sophie Cunningham reportedly left the entire WNBA internet in stitches with a brutal, unfiltered one-liner mocking DiJonai Carrington. After Caitlin Clark officially shattered 12 separate league records in a single unforgettable night. Online rumors suggest that the intense animosity behind this high-stakes matchup reached a complete boiling point when the Indiana Fever dismantled the Chicago Sky 113-90, turning what was supposed to be a grand revenge tour into an absolute masterclass in basketball domination.
Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like the Clark show, baby? Did you like the Clark show that she put on in Chicago? Any and everybody can get it. Was that white privilege? Well, wait a minute, DiJonai Carrington. Was that white privilege? 37 points. Was that white privilege? 10 assists, 37 point, 10 assists, double-double. Was that a white privilege double-double? Was that 8 3-pointers? Right in your eyes, hitting threes from Baghdad on Natasha Cloud, on you, on anybody. The girl was pulling up from the parking lot.
The bad blood traceably stems back to an explosive clash earlier in August, when Carrington delivered a flagrant clothesline foul on Cunningham, sparking a wildfire of social media drama that included a controversial post and a heavily circled calendar date for August 23.
DiJonai! Oh dear Lord. She's got her own brick center. She went out and posted this after she got chucked in the last game, the date, like it was going to be something. She's got her own brick center montage. 7 points. Just even look at the shit that she was doing here. Like, what the fuck is that? But like, she shot the ball 11 times. And she was just out here chucking up mad stuff. Like, mad stuff. She was going for these Dirk fades all the time. Like, I don't even know what she was trying to do on the offensive end.
While Carrington spent weeks hyping up the rematch and promising to lock down the floor herself as Clark's primary defender, the actual game turned out to be a devastating reality check. Clark exploded for an extraordinary stat line of 37 points, 10 assists, and 8 deep three-pointers, completely erasing any trash talk and leaving her primary matchup completely trailing behind her wake.
Game that DiJonai Carrington had circled on her calendar and wanted the world to see happen tonight. And how did it turn out? Caitlin Clark had 37 points, 10 assists, 8 threes, and we got this lovely reaction. But I want to point out something that happened in the game. Some of the Chicago Sky, including DiJonai Carrington, to me, were looking for a fight this game. And Caitlin, instead of talking about it in the media, just did it with her basketball skills. And this is one of the plays that happened.
Indiana can regain the lead. Clark, another step back three. Yes! And a little bit of passion afterwards. You love it. This is...
So DiJonai purposely runs into Clark, and then Clark just waves her off. You can tell that Clark was just over that storyline and with that rivalry.
Industry insiders and sports commentators noted that the sheer volume of milestones reached during the blowout cemented this contest as one of the most talked about regular season games in modern WNBA history, altering playoff standings and changing team narratives overnight. The chaotic build-up to this showdown began weeks prior when the sports world watched the initial collision between Carrington and Cunningham during an early August fixture, an incident that quickly escalated beyond routine athletic competition. Reportedly, online discussions exploded across every major platform after Carrington was assessed a flagrant 2 and ejected from the contest following the hard contact, with the aftermath seeing online posts that drew intense public scrutiny. Instead of letting the tension dissipate, the narrative snowballed into a major talking point across national media outlets, late-night sports debate shows, and digital fan forums. Carrington publicly circled the August 23 rematch date on her calendar, signaling to fans and analysts alike that she intended to make a definitive statement when the two teams met again. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham maintained an air of calm composure, refusing to engage in digital back and forth and simply letting her prior commentary noting that certain defenders simply lacked the tools to contain Clark speak for itself. This contrasting approach set the stage for an electric atmosphere inside the arena, where ticket demand skyrocketed and casual sports fans tuned in by the hundreds of thousands to witness how the drama would unfold on the hardwood. As the opening tip finally arrived on August 23rd, the tension on the court was palpable from the very first possession, with physical play and aggressive defensive stances defining the opening quarter. Online observers and live broadcasts quickly pointed out that Carrington appeared heavily focused on creating theatrical, high-visibility moments rather than locking into a standard defensive rhythm. Throughout the first half, minor skirmishes, off-ball bumping, and animated reactions directed at the referees kept the temperature at an absolute maximum. The Chicago Sky fought hard early on, taking advantage of Indiana playing without their star center, Aaliyah Boston, to secure a narrow one-point lead heading into halftime. However, analysts tracking the game noted that relying on emotional intensity and physical chippiness against a hyper-focused Indiana backcourt was a risky gamble that would eventually backfire once the game entered the crucial second half. Clark and her teammates remained entirely unfazed by the extracurricular theatrics, quietly executing their offensive sets while waiting for the perfect opportunity to break the game wide open. The turning point of the contest arrived with breathtaking speed during the third and fourth quarters, as Clark completely took over the offensive end while Carrington struggled to find any defensive answers. In one particularly viral sequence captured by live cameras, Carrington argued aggressively with officials after a whistle, throwing her head back in frustration before Clark immediately answered by drilling a clean step-back three-pointer directly over her outstretched hand. Just 40 seconds later, after another defensive breakdown, additional footage showed physical frustration spilling over as Carrington bumped Clark away from the play, an action that drew instant condemnation from online analysts and fan accounts. Through it all, Clark displayed supreme emotional control, offering nothing more than a dismissive wave before jogging back down the court, a reaction that cut deeper than any verbal retaliation could have. This stark contrast in poise translated directly onto the scoreboard, where the Fever capitalized on every defensive lapse to orchestrate a devastating 30-13 fourth-quarter run that turned a tight contest into a comprehensive blowout. While the personal rivalry captured headlines, Clark's historic performance on the stat sheet rewrote the WNBA record books with a staggering display of offensive firepower. Earning 37 points, 10 assists, and 8 three-pointers, Clark secured multiple historic milestones, including becoming the first player in league history to record multiple 35-point, 10-assist games in a single season. Furthermore, this stellar outing marked her fifth career game with at least 30 points and 10 assists, a figure that officially eclipses the combined total of every other player in the entire history of the WNBA. Her shooting efficiency from beyond the arc was equally phenomenal, setting a new career high for single-game triples while simultaneously becoming the fastest player in league history to reach 250 career three-pointers made, achieving the feat in just her 88th game. Observers noted that breaking these records in under 3 seasons demonstrates a level of accelerated dominance that completely separates her from her peers, establishing a new benchmark for elite guard play in professional basketball. Adding to the offensive clinic, teammate Kelsey Mitchell put on a dazzling shooting display of her own, ensuring that Chicago's defensive scheme was pulled apart from multiple directions. After a quiet start, Mitchell exploded in the third quarter, finishing the night with 30 points on efficient shooting while draining 6 three-pointers on 9 attempts. This performance extended her remarkable WNBA record streak of consecutive games scoring 20 or more points, further solidifying her status as one of the most lethal perimeter scorers in the league. Together, Clark and Mitchell combined for 67 points and hit 14 of Indiana's franchise record 18 three-pointers as a team, overwhelming Chicago's defense and exposing the limitations of a backcourt focusing too heavily on individual matchups rather than team containment. Head coach Stephanie White praised the synergy between her two-star guards, pointing out that their complementary skill sets create impossible dilemmas for opposing defensive coordinators, who cannot afford to load up on one without getting punished by the other. Despite playing without starting center Aaliyah Boston, who was sidelined due to a leg injury, Indiana's front court and bench depth rose to the occasion with stellar contributions from players like Mercedes Russell, Lexi Hall, and Michaela Timpson. Russell stepped into the starting center role and moved the ball with precision, while Hall chipped in valuable perimeter scoring and Timpson provided crucial defensive stops and rebounding support. This collective team effort allowed the Fever to maintain their offensive flow and secure their 25th win of the season, marking a new franchise record for single-season victories. Meanwhile, the mathematics of the loss dealt a severe blow to the Chicago Sky, as the defeat combined with movement in the playoff standings officially eliminated them from postseason contention. Carrington finished the night with just 7 points on 3 of 11 shooting, missing all of her three-point attempts and finishing as a -5 in her 18 minutes of action, a stark contrast to the pregame hype and social media countdown. Following the final buzzer, social media platforms erupted with memes, video comparisons, and sharp critiques contrasting Carrington's pregame promises with her underwhelming box score. Fans and digital media outlets circulated her earlier viral posts alongside her shooting percentages, turning the internet into a severe roasting ground for a revenge tour that ultimately fell flat. It was in this chaotic digital aftermath that Sophie Cunningham delivered the knockout blow during post-game media availability, dryly remarking that even Carrington's long nails could not stop Caitlin Clark from rewriting the record books. The clever quip instantly went viral across X, TikTok, and Instagram, serving as a humorous punctuation mark on a month-long saga of manufactured drama and on-court competition. Sports analysts praised Cunningham's understated approach, noting that letting the scoreboard and a witty one-liner do the talking was far more effective than engaging in a war of words. The broader implications of this blockbuster matchup extend far beyond a single regular season game, offering a clear glimpse into the evolving business, media landscape, and competitive intensity of women's professional basketball. As the league continues to experience record-breaking television ratings, sold-out arenas, and unprecedented merchandise sales, player rivalries and high-profile matchups are drawing mainstream attention previously reserved exclusively for men's professional leagues. Reportedly, league executives and marketing partners are closely monitoring how digital engagement translates into long-term viewer retention, recognizing that organic storylines driven by competitive fire capture public imagination like nothing else. Yet, as this game thoroughly proved, sustaining success at the highest level requires tangible production on the court rather than viral moments on social media. When the final whistle blew, the statistics, the franchise records, and the playoff implications spoke louder than any pre-game post or mid-game taunt ever could. Looking ahead, as the WNBA regular season barrels toward its dramatic conclusion and the postseason picture takes definitive shape, the Indiana Fever have firmly established themselves as legitimate championship contenders. With Clark playing at an MVP caliber level, Mitchell maintaining an unstoppable scoring rhythm, and the supporting cast proving their ability to step up in high-pressure situations, the team possesses all the necessary ingredients for a deep playoff run. Analysts suggest that the resilience shown by the squad in overcoming injuries and blocking out external media noise will serve them exceptionally well when the intensity ramps up in October. For opponents hoping to slow down the Fever juggernaut, this historic 113-90 blowout serves as an unmistakable warning. Focusing on personal vendettas or trying to rattle their star playmaker is a losing strategy that only invites a historic offensive explosion. As fans continue to dissect every record broken and every highlight reel from that unforgettable August evening, one overarching truth remains abundantly clear. The modern era of professional basketball belongs to players who let their game do the talking, and Caitlin Clark's record-shattering arc is only just beginning. Online commentators have further emphasized that the ripple effects of this game will likely influence roster strategies and competitive dynamics across the entire league for seasons to come, as teams evaluate the immense value of maintaining poise under pressure and executing high-efficiency offensive systems against aggressive perimeter defenders. Ultimately, the legendary showdown on August 23 will be remembered as the night when raw athletic brilliance completely silenced the noise, proving once and for all that true greatness on the basketball court cannot be manufactured, interrupted, or stopped by internet chatter.